Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tourism Geographic. The purpose of this webinar, this video, is to introduce Tourism Geographic. Tourism Geographic is a new online publication that seeks to break down the latest scholarly research and views from the world of tourism geographies. But before we go any further, I'd like to introduce the key people behind Tourism Geographies. Firstly, let me introduce Professor Alan Luth.
Hi, I'm Alan Liu. I'm the founding editor of Tourism Geographies and one of the founding editors of Tourism Geographic as well. I'm a professor emeritus, retired now from Northern Arizona University. So, Patrick?
Hello, I'm Patrick Bruder, and I'm one of the new editors of Tourism Geographies, and I guess I'm co-managing editor of the new online publication, Tourism Geographic.
And hi, everyone. I'm Mary Mostafanejad. I'm the co-editor-in-chief of Tourism Geographies and associate professor at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Tourism Geographies is a sort of new initiative that we have developed so that geographers, both professional and others, can have a place to share their work in a more accessible format. We're really excited about this new publication that offers shorter as well as more engaging, potentially, material for both academic and non-academic or popular audiences.
So, if you want to learn more about the world of travel and tourism from a place-based geographical perspective, you can follow Tourism Geographic and join us on this journey of exploration, insight, and deep understandings of the geographies of travel and tourism. The next thing we're going to do is pose some questions to our editors. And the first thing I will do is hand over to Patrick to give us some insights into who can publish Tourism Geographic. Patrick.
Thank you, Joseph. I think in the broadest sense, Tourism Geographic is aimed at the community of tourism geographers all around the world. More specifically, that means we're looking at people who have published in the first instance in Tourism Geographies. So if you've published any time in the past in Tourism Geographies, you may be interested in publishing a new piece in Tourism Geographic. Tourism Geographic itself has a very wide, just like Tourism Geographies, a wide conceptual angle. We publish all types of theory and conceptual approaches, and also a very broad geographical reach. Just to give you an example of the initial papers that are published on the website, we have representation from 5 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and a couple of papers from Asia. So well represented, broad in scope. In the first instance, we're looking for people who have already published recently in Tourism Geographies, but we are open to pitches from anybody who considers themselves a tourism geographer. So if that's you, if you read Tourism Geographies and you're interested in joining Tourism Geographic, please feel free to send a pitch to either Alan or myself.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so this is a really important bit. How can the papers be edited? This is critical because what we are doing is taking academic research that is often inaccessible to a broader audience and transform it to be able to be read by a wider audience. And this is where Alan Liu can answer our questions. How are papers edited, Alan, and what is the process?
So Patrick and I are the co-managing editors for Tourism Geographic, which is hosted on the medium.com platform, which is a blogging publication platform. Basically, authors can either create their own Medium account, which is preferred but not required. And if they do that, then they can actually edit their paper while we, Patrick and I, are also editing their paper at the same time. And even after the paper's been published, if you have your own Medium account, you can edit it anytime from now until eternity, update it. But so far on the initial set of papers, most of them have been actually submitted to either Patrick or myself as an MS Word document. We then upload it into a generic Medium account, and then we edit the paper. We go through it, both of us have our own perspectives on it, and we go through it and we try to make it as readable as possible for a general audience. Meaning We edit out the jargon as much as possible, or we define the jargon if it needs to stay in. We also find graphics, pictures that are compelling and of interest, that can grab people's interest. The authors can also submit their own pictures as well. And you can submit actually as many pictures as you want. Tourism Geographic articles are maximum of 1,500 words, although if you have to go over, we can consider that. But 1,500 words seems to be the ideal. And then once we've come to a point where everybody, the authors and Patrick and I are satisfied, then we publish it. And again, it can be edited at any time after it's been published as well. I do want to mention the copyright. The copyright on Tourism Geographics is a Creative Commons attribution, no derivatives copyright. This is the same exact copyright. Basically, we copied it from that is used by The Conversation, which many of you probably are familiar with that publication outlet, which also tries to bring academic research to the general population. What that means is anybody can copy your paper, but they have to attribute it to you, and they have to attribute it to our website, and they cannot change anything. That's what no derivatives mean. And so that's for all Tourism Geographic papers, that's how they're going to be published. Anybody in the world can copy them as long as they don't change anything and as long as they give proper attribution to the author and to the publication, to us, to Tourism Geographic. That only applies to the text. It does not apply to any graphics, any photos, any figures that you provide. Each of those will have their own separate copyright, which might be different. So, so basically, you know, we're trying to be flexible. We're trying to reach out. We're trying to get as many people in the world as possible interested in the work that we do. And so we believe that this is a potentially really valuable outlet to offer that to people.
Thank you, Alan. And just to re-emphasize, Tourism Geographic is derived from the academic journal Tourism Geographies, which has carved out a space in the discussion of tourism and geography and the rapidly growing phenomenon of tourism. With billions of people engaging in domestic and international travel and tourism in a typical year, there have been lots of lessons to learn and perspectives to share. And our authors have a great deal of new information and new knowledge that hopefully we can make accessible to more people. Tourism Geographies is published by Routledge, or Taylor and Francis, which is one of the main publishers of academic research. But Tourism Geographic itself is positioned on the Medium website, as Alan and Patrick has said before. So let me hand over to Mary Mostafanejad in Hawaii to summarize this video.
We just hope that you are excited about this as we are. We see this as a great opportunity to reach a broader popular audience, as well as some of your academic colleagues, and make your work more accessible to people outside of the journal itself. For more information, please visit our homepage at tgjournal.com.
And at the end of the day, it's about making research impact. If you want to make research impact, come and join us at Tourism Geographic in Medium. So from our editors, over to you, Alan.
Bye.
Patrick.
Looking forward to reading your papers.
And Mary.
Aloha.
Bye-bye.